As long as you have air in your body, breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. You can become that writer. You can become that podcaster. You can be, even if you mess up, those no's should be the toolkit to get you to the next level, because now it's making you stronger, and that resilience and that armor around you to be able to face any battle that's going to try to block you and allow you to finish that book, allow you to finish that project.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bookmarked Live at Black Writers Weekend. We're at this incredible venue powered by Black Writers Weekend and the Riverside Epicenter. We are thrilled to have Nicola with us as we celebrate and uplift the voices and stories of Black writers. I am your host, Paula. Hey, Nicola, baby, how you doing?
I'm well, Queen. How are you?
I am amazing now that you're here. You're a light. Being in your presence is like the energy. I feel it. So thank you for bringing this energy over here, girl.
Thank you, Queen, for matching it.
I know. So how is it being in Atlanta? Do you live in Atlanta?
I do live here.
Oh, okay. How long have you been living in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta for 12 years.
Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
You like it? You love it?
I do. I love it. It's very wonderful for my career. Book career with my organization. It's an easy market to work in if you really are driven to do it.
That's so true. Where better else to be than Atlanta? I mean,
right.
Duh. So, your career as an author, let's talk a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious because, I can't write for shit, and I've always dreamed of writing, and I know I want to have books, and I've been talking about writing a book forever, and, how did you get into that?
So, I'm originally from Jamaica. I moved to Las Vegas when I was about 9 years old.
Damn.
And when I moved there, I was an introvert, I was shy, and a lot of people picked on me. They didn't understand. Back then it was just like black, white, Mexican, and Chinese. That was it. So they didn't understand my Caribbean background, and they picked on me a lot. So I started writing my thoughts and things to myself from there. I started writing poetry. I got my first book published when I was maybe 12 years old. And yeah, it was, my poem was included in an anthology. Right. And so my mom, she's Caribbean, she's from Cuba. She didn't think that I was going to make any money from that. Right. So
I'm black, I'm African.
You understand?
The creative word is like, you're going to be starving. I'm going to have to take care of you forever. No,
Exactly.
get a job. Be a lawyer, doctor, something.
Right. And she just did not understand. So I never thought that this would be a lucrative business. And then in high school, I started writing poems, like selling them. I was if you broke up, your go-to person for that poem, right? And
you were scamming people in their heartbreaks? Damn,
Yes.
go savage.
I'll get them back for you, baby. I'll get them back for you. So, still didn't think it was going to be a career. And while I was in undergrad, I was in a really crazy relationship. And everybody dared me at my graduation party to write about it. Because I was
like, you wrote your own breakup poem?
Girl, it was like high-speed chases. It was all kind of stuff. You had a woman hiding naked in the garage. I still don't know what he told her. Sis, if you need to call me, tell me what he said to you. Because
For you to hide in the garage?
Right. What did he say about me? This is my spirit all the time, right? So that really happened. So I wrote my first book over and over again, and I had a daughter that passed away. I used her name as a protagonist, and I just made a fictional version of that, and it became a bestseller in 10 months. And from there, I have 25 books now. So 17, 18 years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Losing a child is never... I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And can we get this poem you wrote when you were going through that breakup? Because who else want to see that?
Right.
I want to see that poem, girl.
Yes.
But it's very impressive. And the fact that resilience, because despite even your mother telling you you're not going to make it, you just kept on going, and
Right.
you hustled, you find ways. Like, in high school you made a hustle out of your poetry, like, and that's, I think, maybe you also made it in Atlanta because I tell people opportunities are there, but are you willing to knock down doors? Because you don't have to just knock. Sometimes you gotta break in through, and I mean, hide in the garage if you have to.
Exactly, right? Like, that's why you hide in the garage, okay?
Not for, yeah. That's the only way you should be hiding, for opportunities. So how does it feel to be speaking at Black Writers Weekend?
For this to be the 16th year,
You've been from day one.
From the very first one in San Antonio, I was here.
Which is very, I think, I'm going to rephrase the question because you've been speaking since day one. So I want to say, how does every time you speak at Black Writers Weekend feel? Because I know every year is different, right?
Right.
So it gives you a different vibe, and some years you have new books coming out, new projects. So every year is different. So I want to ask to look back into your 16 years of attending here and share with us those emotions of being a speaker at Black Writers for 16 fucking years.
It is beautiful because you just see the evolution of it, right? Even back in the day, maybe 7 years ago, it was at Epic Center, and it's a different set, right? You can see the growth from there to now. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful experience to witness all the new writers. I'm a writer, but this weekend I'm not here as a writer. This weekend I'm a support staff. I just want to make sure that everything is going as it's supposed to. There's no needs that anybody need. I ran to the store getting stuff. And it's just a beautiful thing to see and experience. And I remember when a couple times she wanted to give up. So I'm honored to speak. I'm honored to do anything. I've been the driver. I've done everything, and that's what we have to do as a community so we can succeed. And that is something I do like about Atlanta, because there's so many creatives that came here for a purpose that they have no problem jumping in and help you get there.
And I love that, especially I recently became a podcaster, right? So now I'm getting into this creative world and everything. And the first conference I started attending was Podfest, and they even gave me, for the first time I applied, and I literally was applying to get a no so that I can prepare myself. Like, I'm getting in this creative world, there's going to be a lot of no's, so I want to mentally prepare that it's nothing personal. And they said yes, and every year I've been attending them since 2020, and every year you get to see not only the growth of the conference, but your own growth as well. Because I went there as a guest one time, then as a speaker, then as a panelist, then a volunteer, then I became an ambassador. And when I was an ambassador, I was wearing all these hats. Like, I'm just happy to be here. Put me whatever you want me to do. Let me help, because it becomes a community. You're building this community that just shows so much love, and that's what you're doing. Like you said, I was a driver, I was this. Like, it doesn't matter, because this has been also your baby since 16. And you're seeing how you're growing, and you're like, I want to give back so more people can keep coming and keep helping to see that. I love that.
It feels like I'm the proud aunt, right? Or this is my godchild. You want that baby to go to college. You want that baby to get the best job. So eventually that baby can take care of you. And what I've seen within this, the blood, sweat, and tears have not been in vain. Everything is beautiful. And the other thing that I really love are the creatives that are here that are thankful for this platform. So yeah, I block this. My schedule is booked for the year and in advance, but I block this weekend all the time.
And I love the fact that they always have the same date. Like, you can't go wrong. August 1st, y'all. August 1st, every year, no matter the day, which I love that. That's very amazing. So I wanted to talk about something that got me excited when I read your the Girls Who Branch.
Yes, ma'am.
Share about that for a minute, because I when I was reading it, and I don't want to take your spotlight on it, but it was very inspiring to me, the amazing things you do with this foundation. I'm like, I want to interview her. I want to literally, like, I was reading people and they told me to pick, and I was like, I want her. Like,
oh, thank you. So the Girls Who Brunch, it's for girls ages 9 through 17. I bring in girls rescued from the sex trade, girls in group homes, girls in foster care, and I put them with the girls from better circumstances, right? I use the platform and the setup of sororities. Like, there's that sisterhood. Anybody that step in the building, you're automatically an ambassador. And so nobody knows your background. And we're in there. It's a high-paced, high-end girls empowerment conference. I have panels, workshops. It's almost similar to this in 5 hours in a day, right? And at this point, we service 43,000 girls worldwide. And we're international. We're in Africa. We're in St. Lucia and 28 cities total. So
I love that. What was the what gave you this idea? Like, where did this come from? Like, for you to decide, and what made you choose that specific age range?
so again, when I came from Jamaica,
Oh, you were 9. Okay.
I was that age, and I was raped the first time at church when I was 14. I was raped multiple times after that. I had my first daughter 5 days after my 15th birthday. So my first biological daughter is 30 now. And I was lost. You know, I was an introvert. I was really quiet. And predators, like you said, my spirit, right? That's a light about you. But back then, I didn't understand that light and the power of that light. And I was being attacked. Predators were preying on me, and then they seen that my mother was at work. I was fending for myself. All my nieces and nephews I'm caring for. Of course, I'm an easy target. So that is the demographic of girls that I choose. And what made me do it, I was in Charleston, South Carolina. I was a keynote speaker for this book club's event retreat. My mother just died, and I had a second child that passed away at that time. He was 6.5 months pregnant. So I was in a really dark place. They had passed 2 weeks apart. I didn't even want to go to this event. And these girls from Charleston, South Carolina, from the islands, they didn't know pizza came in a box at that time. And I was just like floored, because being an immigrant, that's something that you would hear from a third world country, not from modern day America. So that's what made me say, I need to do this. And Girls Who Brunch have been therapeutic for me, because every time I get up in front of these girls and I tell my story, I would tell about, you know, things that has happened to me as an adult when I would speak at these events, but this is a different kind of vulnerability and transparency that I have to have, and for these girls to receive it. And so that is why I look at me, I look at my mother. I feel like if she had this program, she was a girl who brunch. There are so many people that I see that if they had something like this, that would have benefit from it. So that's my why.
I love that, and I'm sorry for everything. And this is why sometimes we don't like churches. Like, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, but churches do better. Like, a lot of shit happens in churches. Anyways, we know about that, but I am so sorry. And I feel like that's why the word resilience came to me, because you have gone through so much, but you have not let that stop you. And yet you decided to allow that to empower you, so you can empower all these other girls not to go through all that. And I like that you share the stories with those girls, because when they look at you, they're like, how can you understand?
Yes.
Like, look at yourself. Like, but then, just because my mom always used to tell me, we should be so happy we don't look like our problems or our traumas. Because just because I look this, or I smile, and I'm constantly smiling, doesn't mean there's no pain in me or anything.
Right.
So I appreciate that you do that for these girls. For those people who are going to be maybe interested in supporting, including myself, because I'm definitely, we're going to talk about it. But if those people want to help, support, anything, how can they get in touch with you? Where can they go to find more information on Girls Who Brunch and all those amazing stuff?
So right now, you can go to girlswhobrunchtour.com, click on Connect with Us. It shows how to volunteer, how to become a speaker, how to submit girls who may want to be ambassadors. You can just send us an email. We accept everybody. Like I said, our tour just started. This is our 9th year. So we're in Vegas next, and then in D.C. this month. So if you want to join on, we always need donations. Majority of these girls cannot afford to attend. So if I do not have a title sponsor for the event, an example, Chicago, we had 520 girls show up, right? Maybe 100 were paid. So, and I don't turn anybody away. So, you know, the donations, if you have in-kind products, on our website, it has our P.O. box. You can ship us whatever you want. Books, number one, as literacy is always a part of the program. Hygiene, I have a period poverty campaign. So pads, just anything we accept. all black products. I want them to see it. If they can see it, they believe it. That's why we have a red carpet. That's why we have performances. That's why we do this, because sometimes this is these girls' only time that they've experienced this, that they're able to take pictures with celebrities. I try to bring in the who's who in that city, and let them know that if you can see it, then you can be it, because that's why I'm here. Somebody had to believe in me.
Yeah, because sometimes we say that shit just only happens on TV. It can never be me. But once you are actually there, like, and it's a different thing. You're there. You're like, I wanna be this. Like, it's another way of really pushing you. And I like how you say empowerment starts with education, and you're big on that. So we appreciate you, and I'm definitely gonna volunteer and do whatever I can, because this is a good cause, especially me as well, coming from Africa and knowing how limitations they put on girls and the things we go to, especially with education and believing in yourself, and just because we are trained to think, oh, we only have to get married. Sometimes even some in my country, people are still fighting for kids' education, girls' education, because they only concentrate on men. So we need to change that, and I appreciate you for being the change, because people talk a lot, barely doing anything. I like that you're not just talking, you literally are doing the damn thing. So thank you.
And I appreciate that, because I feel like sometimes this is the most out of everything that I've done. I've written all these books, I've published all these books, I've done all these things literally in the literary world, but I have not gotten all the flowers that I have gotten in my life came through Girls Who Brunch.
I'm big on giving people their flowers. That's my podcast about, because I hate when people, once they get there, like, oh, they're sitting with Oprah, then everybody wants, oh my God, I know Paula. No, give it to me now when I'm actually struggling and building it. That's when I need it.
So I have a movie about my life on Lifetime. It's called Giving Hope, the Nicola Mitchell story. And that is and it's about Girls Who Brunch, how I started it. But it is, when they approached me, just what you said, I didn't believe it, because when you do see movies about somebody, either they created it or they're dead, right? So for somebody to want to make a movie about me while I'm alive and I'm young enough to appreciate it, I've gotten 3 doctorates. I've gotten all these things, all because of this organization. So it's just like, again, to be able to be young enough to appreciate it is a beautiful thing.
Amen. I love that. Now, as we come to an end, which I really don't want to come to an end, because I'm enjoying this shit, like, can we just lock the room? And what advice would you give to a writer just getting started in their craft?
As long as you have air in your body, breath in your body, you can change your circumstance. You can become that writer. You can become that podcaster. You can be, even if you mess up, those no's should be the toolkit to get you to the next level, because now it's making you stronger, and that resilience and that armor around you to be able to face any battle that's going to try to block you and allow you to finish that book, allow you to finish that project. A lot of times our mind is our biggest enemy. So if we can get out of our head, forgive ourselves, forgive whoever hurt us, forgive whatever, because that's usually what stops us from writing or achieving any goal that we want to do, right? Forgive yourself, have grace on yourself, and just do it. As long as you have breath in your body, you can do it.
So true. And I think people always give up on the no, but a no is never really a no. A no is not right now.
Right.
A no is, okay, they heard about you, they're going to remember you because at least you put yourself out there. And a no can also be an awakening, like, maybe I need to pivot this way to get a yes.
Yes.
So it's never a no, and especially when, that's why I tell people, oh, you took an L. No, you didn't take an L. You learned something from it. So as long as you're learning something, it's never a loss.
Exactly.
And you talked about the Girls Who Brunch tour, and you said you're going to be in D.C. When are you going to D.C.?
The 24th.
I'll just be coming back. I'm coming back on the 33rd. I was like, maybe if I was going to be in D.C., I could.
You live here?
I live in Atlanta.
We do majority of our stuff here. Most of my signature events is here, so I'll definitely have you be a part.
I'm definitely reaching out to you and volunteering. And this is, I'm a big believer in energy, and I was talking to people. I'm like, I don't care how much you have done or anything. If your energy is not mine, I'm going to walk away, because I've worked so hard on myself, and I just want peaceful and good energy around me. And when you have good energy around you, the empowerment that comes from it. So I just want to be around energy and where that I know my time is spent wisely. And I know in this, it's going to be spent wisely. And I was telling him, I was like, I need more Atlanta things to be part of, because I am so part of a lot of things, but they're never in Atlanta, and I live here. And so I'm like, that's why I was like, I want to come here and connect to people who I can offer my time, if it's volunteering, whatever, just to be in their presence and be part of something great they're building. So it was meant to be,
it was
baby.
meant for this conversation today. It was. So we could talk off air. I'll tell you, this is meant.
Yes. So with that, let the people know where they can find you. If there's anything you want to share with the people, this is your time. Go.
So you can follow me on all social media networks as Dr. Dr. Nicola, Nicolam. And you can follow me, Dr. Nicola Mitchell. My website is iamnicola.com. And you just follow Girls Who Brunch Tour on all social media networks, platforms. Donate, volunteer, sign up, girls. Come, be in attendance, and just give us your love.
Amen. If you can buy a Louis Vuitton, you can offer to donate some shit. So thank you, Nicola, for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to our amazing sponsors and partners, Afros and Audios, IKEA Ocean, Amazon KDP, All Americans Vote, Delphine Legacy Media, Riverside Epicenter. Your support makes this event possible. And don't forget to follow us on all social medias, Black Writers Weekend, and the hashtag to see all the amazing shit that was going on this weekend, so that you can come to the next one, okay? All right. Thank you, everybody, and have the rest of your weekend. Thank you, Nicola.
Thank you, baby.